He's got supporters. Detroit, New York, Los Angeles, inciting large-scale arrests and sympathy marches.
It really put things in perspective for me. You know, when you watch, obviously you know about, you know, what happens before you even go see the movie. You know, it's based on actual events. So you learn about these things growing up in school, and you learn about the significance of different things that happen, you know, voting rights and, you know, Dr. King and the civil rights movement. But I think it was so well done, you know, when you see it on the screen. It just wasn't another movie telling a story. I thought the director did such a fine job of putting it all together. And it wasn't over the top with different scenes. I thought, you know, she gave you just enough to get it, to really feel it emotionally. And I would recommend this to anyone. Go see that film, and it just touched me deeply. So for me, it gave me a greater appreciation for who I was, who I am today, you know, and where I am and how far I've come, how far we have come. So for me, it just, you know, made me want to go out and work even harder. You know, things were so difficult during those times, and people went through an awful lot.
In the South, there have been thousands of racially motivated murders.
You have to appreciate everything you get, have to appreciate everything you do. You know, I even talked to them about voting and, you know, how many of them are, you know, are able to vote. And if you are able to vote, are you registered to vote? And, you know, and the things that now we take for granted because we've had, you know, it kind of puts that in perspective. And I appreciate them for releasing that movie, especially during the time that it's being released. You know, there are a lot of different things going on in our country, and I thought the movie was powerful.
Selma's the place, and they ready.
Dr. King.
I feel like they were able to see what strength, what real strength looks like, what having a certain character looks like, carrying yourself in a certain manner looked like, what that suffering looked like. What you think and what I think is actually suffering or unfair or unjust sometimes is basically just not that big a deal when you really look at the big picture, and I think it put everything into perspective for our group.
It is unacceptable that they use their power to keep us voiceless. Those that have gone before us say no more.
When you have an opportunity to celebrate the good in us all, it doesn't matter who it is, that's always good. But I thought the timeliness of the movie was impeccable. I'm sure there were some people who may have thought, you know, maybe do you bring it out at this time? Is it going to incite people to go out and riot or protest even more? Or is it going to be something that it will be good during this time?
We must march. We must stand up.
You march those people into rural Alabama, it's got to be open season.
Oh, it's definitely 2 thumbs up. I think everyone should watch it. I think you should take kids to watch it. I think you should take black, white, it doesn't matter, Catholic, Jew. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are a human being, I think Selma is a movie that you should definitely go and see.
What happens when a man stands up, says enough is enough?